You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your ITIL Foundation certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Service offerings occupy an important position within the ITIL framework, sitting at the intersection between what a service provider can deliver and what a consumer actually selects. While services represent the broader capabilities of a provider, offerings describe how those capabilities are packaged, presented, and made accessible to target groups. They are the bridge between the provider's internal resources and the consumer's needs. Without clear offerings, customers may not know what is available, how it can be requested, or what levels of performance and support they can expect. By understanding service offerings, we see how providers articulate value, define boundaries, and create structured choices for stakeholders. Offerings give shape to otherwise abstract service capabilities, turning them into practical options that customers and users can consume. In ITIL, a service offering is defined as a description of one or more services designed to meet the needs of a specific target group. This definition highlights three ideas. First, offerings are descriptive. They communicate what is included and what is not. Second, they are tailored. They target a group of consumers with particular needs rather than attempting to serve everyone the same way. Third, they bridge services and value. They package functionality and assurances into a form that stakeholders can evaluate. For example, a cloud storage provider might offer both a basic package for individual users and an enterprise package for businesses. Each is a service offering, designed to match the priorities of its audience. Offerings typically include three components: goods, access to resources, and service actions. These elements combine to create a complete package. Goods may be tangible items like laptops or intangible software licenses. Access to resources provides consumers with the use of provider-owned assets, such as infrastructure or applications. Service actions are activities performed by the provider, such as installation, training, or support. Together, these elements ensure that offerings are not merely products, but structured experiences. By organizing these components, providers create clarity about what consumers receive and what responsibilities remain with the provider. The goods component represents physical or digital items supplied to the consumer. Examples include a laptop issued to an employee, a software license purchased for use, or a mobile device provided as part of a subscription. These goods may be consumed permanently, such as when ownership transfers, or temporarily, as in leased equipment. In ITIL, goods are considered part of offerings because they often form the visible anchor of a service relationship. However, goods rarely stand alone. They are usually paired with access to resources and service actions to create fuller value propositions. Access to resources is the second component of service offerings, emphasizing the consumer's ability to use provider-owned capabilities without assuming ownership. Examples include accessing a cloud database, utilizing an enterprise resource planning system, or connecting to a network. Consumers benefit from the utility of these resources but are relieved of the costs and risks of owning and maintaining them. ITIL emphasizes this distinction because one of the main reasons consumers engage with services is to offload responsibility for resources they cannot or do not want to manage. Access, not ownership, is a defining feature of service consumption. Service actions complete the offering by providing activities performed by the provider to enable outcomes. These actions might include onboarding new users, handling requests, resolving incidents, or performing upgrades. For example, in a managed print service, the provider may deliver goods like printers, access like usage quotas, and service actions such as maintenance visits. Service actions ensure that offerings are not static but dynamic, delivering outcomes through human and technical effort. ITIL frames service actions as essential because they highlight the ongoing, relational nature of services. A service package is defined as a set of related service offerings bundled together to provide comprehensive value. Packages allow providers to meet more complex needs by combining multiple offerings. For example, a telecommunications company may offer a package including internet, phone, and television services. Bundling creates convenience for consumers and synergy for providers. Packages also provide flexibility, as organizations can assemble offerings into combinations that better fit different customer segments. ITIL emphasizes packages as the practical way providers structure their portfolio into consumable units. Service-level options are often included within offerings, providing customers with choices about performance targets. For example, a cloud hosting service may offer 99.9% availability in a standard package and 99.99% in a premium package. These options allow consumers to align warranty levels with their needs and budgets. By making service levels explicit, offerings prevent ambiguity and set clear expectations. ITIL underscores this point because mismatched assumptions about performance are a common cause of dissatisfaction. Options ensure transparency and alignment in the provider-consumer relationship. Support and warranty levels are another differentiator in offerings. Beyond core functionality, offerings may vary in the assurance they provide. For example, a software vendor may offer basic support with email responses in 24 hours, or premium support with live phone assistance within 1 hour. These warranty levels influence both price and value perception. Consumers choose offerings not just for features but also for the confidence that services will perform reliably under agreed conditions. ITIL highlights this because warranty is one of the twin pillars of value, and offerings make warranty tangible. Pricing models are an integral part of service offerings, shaping how costs are communicated and recovered. Models may include one-time payments, usage-based billing, or subscriptions. For example, cloud storage may be offered at a monthly subscription for unlimited access or on a pay-per-gigabyte basis. Aligning pricing with value and consumption patterns ensures fairness and sustainability. ITIL encourages providers to consider not only cost recovery but also stakeholder perception. Pricing should reinforce the sense that services are worthwhile, not punitive. Tiered offerings illustrate differentiated value propositions. A streaming platform, for example, may offer a free tier with ads, a standard tier with full access, and a premium tier with additional features like downloads or high-definition playback. Each tier reflects different combinations of utility, warranty, and cost, allowing consumers to select the balance that fits their needs. Tiering creates inclusivity by serving diverse groups, while also encouraging upgrades for greater value. ITIL points to such structures as examples of how offerings become tailored expressions of value. Optional features extend customization within defined boundaries. Consumers may be able to add extras, such as additional storage, enhanced security, or specialized integrations. For example, a collaboration platform may offer a base package with optional add-ons for advanced analytics or compliance modules. These options increase flexibility without overwhelming consumers with complexity. ITIL recognizes optional features as a way to respect varied needs while still maintaining standardization and efficiency in delivery. Target Customer Segments Guide, offering design decisions. Providers rarely design one-size-fits-all services. Instead, they tailor offerings for small businesses, enterprises, individuals, or specialized industries. For example, an accounting service may create offerings specifically for freelancers, medium firms, and multinational corporations. Segmentation ensures that offerings remain relevant and competitive. ITIL emphasizes segmentation as a principle of value co-creation. Services must align with the needs of specific groups to deliver outcomes that matter. Dependencies on partners and suppliers are often embedded within offerings. For example, a managed IT service might rely on a cloud provider for hosting or a software vendor for licenses. These dependencies shape both utility and warranty, making partner performance a critical part of the offering. ITIL's four-dimension model highlights partners and suppliers precisely because no service offering exists in isolation. Recognizing dependencies ensures transparency and encourages providers to manage supplier risks proactively. Finally, policies and terms frame acceptable use and shared responsibilities within offerings. These terms clarify what consumers can expect and what they are obligated to do. For example, an internet service provider may set limits on bandwidth usage or specify security responsibilities. Policies prevent misunderstandings and protect both parties. In ITIL, offerings are not complete without clear terms because value co-creation depends on trust and agreed boundaries. This ensures that offerings are sustainable and fair to both provider and consumer. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Request models are important for making service offerings practical and repeatable. A request model outlines the steps needed to fulfill a standard item from an offering. For example, when a user requests additional storage from a cloud service, the request model defines how that request is logged, approved if necessary, fulfilled, and closed. Having predefined models ensures consistency, efficiency, and reliability. ITIL emphasizes request models because they reduce variability and prevent ad hoc approaches. They also align user expectations with provider processes, reinforcing the assurance that offerings are delivered predictably. Standard change models complement request models by providing patterns for implementing common, low-risk changes. For instance, enabling a new user account or updating a client application may be classified as a standard change. Within an offering, such standard changes ensure that users can receive updates or new features quickly without elaborate approvals. ITIL highlights these models as part of change enablement, recognizing that streamlined handling of predictable changes protects warranty while keeping offerings responsive. By formalizing these routines, organizations deliver stability and agility together. Versioning of offerings reflects the reality that utility and warranty evolve. A service offering today may include certain features, but as technology advances and user needs change, newer versions must be introduced. For example, a collaboration platform might launch version 1 with messaging and video, and later add integrated document editing in version 2. Each version represents a refinement of utility and potentially stronger warranty. ITIL encourages versioning as a structured way of evolving offerings while maintaining clarity. Consumers can then see what has changed, what is new, and how value has been enhanced over time. Sunset and retirement strategies ensure that offerings end gracefully when they no longer serve value. An outdated service that lingers without support creates confusion, cost, and risk. For example, an email hosting service might eventually be retired as users migrate to a cloud-based alternative. Retirement planning involves communication, migration support, and clear timelines. ITIL emphasizes that value management is not just about creating and maintaining offerings, but also about retiring them responsibly. This protects both providers and consumers, ensuring continuity while preventing obsolete services from undermining trust. Metrics for service offerings track adoption, satisfaction, and contribution to outcomes. Adoption rates show whether consumers are choosing and using the offering. Satisfaction surveys reveal perceptions of utility, warranty, and experience. Outcome contribution connects the offering back to business results, such as productivity gains or revenue growth. For example, an HR self-service portal's value might be measured in reduced support calls and increased employee satisfaction. ITIL highlights metrics to ensure that offerings are evaluated not just by activity or uptake, but by their role in creating stakeholder value. Feedback channels allow offerings to be refined continuously. Users and customers provide feedback on what works well, what is missing, and where frustrations occur. For example, a cloud provider may collect feedback about interface usability, leading to enhancements in the next version. Feedback loops ensure that offerings remain relevant and evolve with needs. ITIL positions feedback as a cornerstone of continual improvement, emphasizing that offerings should never be static. Value grows when offerings respond to real voices, making co-creation tangible in daily operations. Governance approval gates provide structured oversight when introducing or modifying offerings. Before a new service offering is launched, it typically passes through review points that assess alignment with strategy, risk, and compliance. For example, a financial services firm may require governance approval to ensure a new mobile app meets security standards before release. These gates protect stakeholders by ensuring that offerings are not rushed into use without adequate evaluation. ITIL connects governance directly to offerings, emphasizing alignment with organizational priorities and controlled value delivery. Communication plans translate offerings into clear value propositions for stakeholders. Simply launching a new service is not enough. Users must understand what it does, why it matters, and how it benefits them. For example, announcing a new productivity suite requires clear messaging on its utility, collaboration features, and warranty. Secure access, high availability. Communication plans prevent misunderstanding and increase adoption. In ITIL, communication is a practice that strengthens relationships and ensures that offerings are perceived in ways that align with their intended design. Offerings must also align with the broader portfolio strategy and organizational objectives. A provider may have dozens of offerings, but they must collectively support business goals. For example, an enterprise may streamline offerings to focus on digital transformation, retiring legacy systems that no longer align. ITIL highlights portfolio management to ensure that offerings are not just individually valuable, but strategically coherent. Each offering is part of a larger picture, contributing to outcomes that support organizational mission and vision. Risk considerations are always present in designing and delivering offerings. Capacity constraints, security vulnerabilities, or unstable suppliers can undermine value. For example, offering unlimited storage without verifying supplier stability may create future risks. Providers must assess these risks and design controls to mitigate them. ITIL links risk management tightly with service design and portfolio management, reminding learners that every offering carries exposure. Addressing risk proactively ensures that value is sustainable, not temporary. Offerings can be internal, designed for enterprise users, or external, designed for paying customers. For example, an internal IT department may offer desktop support as an internal service offering, while a software company offers SaaS solutions to external clients. Internal offerings support organizational productivity and efficiency, while external offerings create competitive advantage and revenue. ITIL treats both types as part of the same conceptual framework, reinforcing that service management applies equally to inward-facing and outward-facing contexts. Bundling strategies enhance value by combining complementary offerings into packages. For example, a telecom provider may bundle phone, internet, and television. Bundles often increase convenience and create perceptions of greater value for money. They also allow providers to cross-subsidize offerings, ensuring that less popular services gain adoption when included in a package. ITIL notes bundling as a practical mechanism for aligning offerings with customer needs while strengthening portfolio coherence. From an exam perspective, recognizing the components of offerings and how packages are constructed is essential. Goods, access to resources, and service actions together define the building blocks. Packages combine multiple offerings, while catalog entries make them visible. Questions may ask you to identify what belongs in a service offering, or to distinguish between offerings, packages, and the broader service portfolio. Remembering these distinctions ensures accuracy when confronted with multiple choice items that blur the terms. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.